Hello and welcome back to Pilates with Marilyn. My name is Marilyn Harder, Pilates instructor and Pilates master trainer. Today we are going to be working with that Pilates ball, so make sure you have it on hand. If you don't happen to have a ball, you can roll a beach towel and you can use it in the different shapes that we take today, and do pick up a ball in the link below. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and lay down on our back. With that ball, we're going to place it right in between the ankle bones. So I want you to give it a nice good squeeze in between those ankle bones. Spread those toes out wide, finding that inner thigh connection, and let's go ahead and make our way down to the floor. All right, finding that inner thigh squeeze, make sure you're not knocking those knees in, and let's just go ahead and lift our hips up and just set them down. And let's do that one more time. Just lift those hips up, set them down. Palms flip up towards the ceiling, shimmy those shoulders back and down, and then get that nice good squeeze. Bringing those hands into that diamond, we'll place those thumbs just below the belly button, fingertips on that pubic bone. And then we'll exhale, roll that imaginary marble towards the belly button. And inhale, roll it back towards the pubic bone. Good. As we're moving today, I want you to really find that connection with the ball. Notice if you start to wobble from right to left, you can always take a peek, making sure things are in good alignment. Now we'll hold that imprint. Take those hands back behind the head, shoulders down, exhale, chest lift up, eyes gaze towards those thighs. Let's take a nice good inhale here, squeezing that ball. Exhale, flatten and widen that belly. And we'll go again, big inhale in through the nose, chin drawn in, exhale, blow out all that air. And inhale, draw it all the way back down. We'll go again, big inhale here. Exhale, chest lift up. Inhale to hold. Exhale, blow out all that air. Widen and flatten that core. Good. Now squeezing that ball. We're gonna crunch up 2 inches or as high as your body will take us and float it back down. Let's do that again. We're gonna go 4 of these. Squeeze the ball. Find how much that inner thigh connects with what your abdominals are doing. Feel the work in the base of, or the front of the neck, not in the base of the skull. And let's slowly roll it all the way back down, returning those hands into the diamond, thumb just below the belly button. Okay, we're gonna rock the boat. So let's go ahead and find our neutral. Make sure those ribs are closed. Squeeze the ball, don't let those knees move. Rock right pelvis down to the side. Feel the deep obliques fire. Then to the left. And continue rocking that boat from right to left. Finding and turning on that lowest space between your pubic bone and belly button. We'll go ahead and go 1 more each way. Come back to center. Bring those hands behind your head, shoulders back and down, and exhale, squeeze that ball, chest lift up. Now, holding it here on the inhale, we're gonna rotate rib towards the hip, and exhale, come back to center. Let's go the other way. And exhale, back to center. Hold that ball. Go again. And center. And rotate. And center. Let's go 1 more set. And center. Last one. And roll it all the way back and down. All right, we're gonna go ahead and lengthen those legs out, squeezing the ball. We're going into a roll up. All right, I want you to make sure that those hands, as they float up over your head, only go as far as they can without popping the ribs. And exhale, chest lift up, squeeze that ball, roll, 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 come up and over the porcupine, diving through those toes. We'll go ahead and grab that ball. Let's make our way back down to the ground, curling it underneath. As you curl it underneath, keep that abdominal connection in. And we're going to go ahead and anchor the elbows down, bend those knees, lift the hips, thunk them down again. All right, we're going to go ahead and roll into an imprint, and I want you to just keep that ball into the fingertips with a little light squeeze, and then hold a $100 bill in the back of that armpit. Float one knee up to tabletop, engage the glutes, then the other. Okay, we're about hip distance apart here, holding that imprint. Just light squeeze the ball, find that mid-back connection, and we're going into alternating toe taps. Now the goal is to not lose that connection with your mid-back or your abdominals. Use the breath, and back again. Good. We'll go ahead and go 2 more sets. My core is sore from my workout yesterday. Last one. Let's go ahead and bring those knees in, set the ball on top of the shins. Let it roll free like a ball. Whoops. We're going to go ahead and place that ball on top of those shins and let it flow free like a marble on the rails. Hands on top of those knees. Big inhale here. Exhale, chest lift up. Eyes gaze towards the thighs. All right, see how that ball moves free? That's where I want it to be. Don't squeeze it in between those inner thighs. It's cheating. And we'll take those hands back behind our head. Shoulders back and down. Hold the lats there. Slowly start to extend those legs. The goal is to not drop the ball. So as the legs lengthen, those feet need to naturally drop down towards the floor. Only go as far as you can stay connected. And then as you draw it in, those feet need to naturally lift up to keep that ball in space. I went a little low for my body today. Let's go ahead and go again. Hold that imprint. Exhale, extend it out. Only go as far as you think you can connect. For me, I think it's here. And then draw it back in. So just play with it. Enjoy that range of motion. All right, so as we do that last one, let's talk about what it is to live a higher vibration life. Woo! Let's bring it all the way back in. Grab that ball, and we will rock up to a seated position. All right, we're going to take that ball, place it in between those ankles one more time, and roll down for our bridge. So you may hear people talk about a high vibe life, and it may sound like a whole lot of woo-woo to you, but really, everything that we do has energy. Everything that we do has a frequency. It literally can be measured in wavelengths. Emotional output can be measured in different ways that our brain produces that measurement. So squeezing that ball, I want you to spread the toes out wide, anchor the heel, and anchor the big toe to pinky toe side. So that frequency of our vibration, emotional vibration, is higher when we are in more positive space and lower and more constricted when we are in a negative space. All right, we're going to exhale, roll that imaginary marble towards the belly button, start to curl it up. One vertebrae at a time, squeezing that ball all the way up to the top. Pause there at the top, push that pubic bone forward, make sure in good alignment, and slowly start to peel it down one vertebrae at a time. Now, as you continue to move, keep that pressure equal through the feet and those heels drawn towards the glutes. So, how do we live, or what's the difference between living a higher vibration or a lower vibration life? I want you to think about a magnet for a moment. If the magnet has the right polarity, it's going to attract magnets of similar polarity. Now, the larger the magnet and the more powerful its polarity, the more that it is going to pull towards it. Think about your vibrations or your powerful emotions like a magnet. When we live in a higher vibration space, happiness, default into joy, even frustration or discontent is much higher than sadness or depression. We're going to be attracting more powerfully like-minded things to us. All right, we're going to do one more here. Curling that tailbone under. Start to draw in those abdominals, press to that feet, and really start to roll it up. There is an emotionally frequency scale, and on it, it is ranked frequency-wise from our lowest vibration emotions to our highest vibration emotions. Let's go ahead and take that right foot, and I want you to set it on top of that ball. So we're going to be doing an 80-20 bridge, which means 80% of the load is going to be on our left foot, 20% of the load is going to be on the right foot. So I want you to get some good downward pressure on that right foot. We're going to go ahead and press evenly through those feet. Big inhale in, we're going to hinge up. Exhale, hinge up. Try and press that pubic bone forward, lifting up nice and tall, and then slowly hinge it back down. Now, so that emotional frequency scale, and you can find one in the comments below or above. That emotional frequency scale will help guide you to step up to something that's a little higher vibrational. So I'm not saying don't experience emotions, because, oh man, emotions are meant to be experienced. When you feel angry, you're supposed to really process that anger, not project it at someone or implode it against yourself, but just allow yourself the experience. Because if you don't, you're going to shove that in pretty deep into that soul, and you're going to be working on it later to unearth those unhealthy patterns. But I'm saying in that moment when you're stuck, when you just feel low, my very first, we're going to go two more, suggestion is to come into your body and find that emotion. We talked about that in one of our previous episodes in season 2. But my second suggestion is to find a higher vibration emotion that you can say, yeah, I identify with that. All right, so let's go ahead and switch that ball to that left side. Right foot on the floor, feet are spread out nice and wide. For example, maybe you are just going through a rough patch in life circumstances. And we'll go ahead and press evenly through those feet and exhale, hinge it up. And in that rough time in life circumstances, you found yourself just feeling a little deflated. And you started labeling it depression. I feel depressed. Well, that's going to take us down into a lower vibrational state. It is also a story that we've decided to tell ourselves. So that story of depression is not actually accurate. You've labeled it something. So using that emotional frequency scale, you can take a look, and a couple steps up is discontent. So yeah, I feel a little discontent. And your mood will match what you've described it to yourself. Your mind and your body are so intricately connected that you have the ability to what we call raise those vibrations. Just that physical, emotional frequency that more accurately reflects your current life circumstances. Now, the ultimate goal is to default to peace and joy. But if you've practiced labeling these emotions for so long that you're always trying to define where you're at and what you're feeling. That you have now trained your mind and your body to respond to stories. Last one. So getting yourself out of that story response, coming in and identifying with something that's a little closer to how you're feeling is going to bring you to a happier space in life. All right, we're going to go ahead, grab that ball back in between the ankles, do a little pelvic curl, and float those legs back up. All right, let's go ahead and reach up, grab the ball. We're going to set it to the side for later. And we're going to come into a single straight leg stretch to stretch out that hamstring. Right leg floats long, left leg floats up. Curl yourself up, elbows to the floor. Flex your feet or point your toes wherever it feels right for you. Give it a little double pull and then switch. Remember that popping hips are not normal. So make sure that the glutes are engaged, those knees are nice and aligned. And we'll go ahead and go one more set. And last one. Go ahead and tuck those knees in, set the head down, grab that ball. We're going to roll over onto our side. In that sideline position, we're going to use that ball as a touchdown point to add a little bit of tension. So we're going to make sure that those heels are in line with the glutes. Neck is nice and long. The hip is going to down slip. The shoulder is going to lift. And I'm just going to double check here, making sure that I'm in my best alignment. Feels pretty good to me. Top leg is going to extend. All right, we're going into that lift and lower. So remember to keep that tailbone reaching towards the heel. If this feels a little too much for you today, go ahead and go into a clam instead. If you need a little bit more support, bring that ball in nice and close and press down. You can even bring it in front of the core to add a little bit of a balance challenge. Along with that downward pressure without overly caving your chest, you're going to get a little lat connection there as well. So we're using the ball throughout the entire workout to add a different dimension to the work. Just know that props are used to create connection. And if it distracts you, you just go ahead and ditch that prop. All right, we're going to go ahead and go 3 more. And 2. Good, and 1. Go ahead and hold it up there. We're going to go ahead and sweep it forward. Flex that foot. And then go ahead and point, draw it back. And we'll sweep it forward. I'm going to flex that foot, stick the tailbone out, and point, draw it back. Our little side kicks. We'll go ahead and go 1 more. Sweep it forward. Point to draw it back. And then we'll go ahead and tuck that knee in, rest it onto the ball, and extend that bottom leg. Finding that kickstand in front, shoulders are square. Make sure that that hip is down slipped. In fact, I think I'm going to keep my hand here on top. And then we're going to lift and lower. Think about this as an inner thigh squeeze here. Abdominals are drawn in. Neck is long. We want that hip to stay down slipped, so that way we're not moving the pelvis to engage that inner thigh. We'll go ahead and go 2 more. And then last one, hold it up there. Little tiny lifts and lowers. Good. And we'll go for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and roll over onto our back. Take that ball into our hands. And we're going into a roll up. Okay, hands are above the head, ribs are connected. Inhale here, exhale, chest lift up. Slowly begin to roll and round it up. Think about keeping that chest lifted, deep double chin, only coming in to that rolling over that porcupine. And then we'll go ahead and keep that ball in. Slight pressure into those hands. double chin, curl it back. Try and keep that shape. Lengthen those legs away. Slowly articulate it back down. Hands come up overhead. Inhale there. Exhale, chest lift up. Roll and round it down. Roll and round it up. Up, 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 up. Lift, 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 lift. Round it over. Okay, last one. Curl it under. Draw it in. Find those abdominals. Slowly articulate it down. And then as we come up, we'll go ahead and rotate to the other side. Chest lift up. Round, round, round. Lift, 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 lift. Round it up and over. And let's spin around. Okay, we'll find our sideline position here on the other side. Tuck that hand under your head and find that position of the ball. Whatever you did on the other side is a good idea to do on this side. So I had it down here for the balance on the core. Quickly, I'm going to check in. Ribs are stacked, hips are stacked, and I've got that downward pressure. Top leg is extended, top hip is down slipped, top rib is lifted, and going into that lift and lower. Tailbone is reaching towards the heels, and I'm focused on that deep glute engagement. That downward pressure on the ball is going to keep that feedback going into the abdominal center. I'm also feeling a little hugging right underneath that armpit, getting the lat and the serratus, which is the upper oblique, ties into that serratus. It's like a serrated knife that comes in, innervates into those ribs, and gives you a more full 360 connection. Okay, we'll go ahead, do a few more. And last one. Let's go ahead and hold it here, find that downward pressure, and we're going to sweep it forward, sticking that tailbone out, point, and draw it back behind. And flex it forward, and point, draw it behind. And we've got it. We'll go one more, sweep it forward, and point, draw it behind. And we'll go ahead and bend that knee in, set it down on the ball. Keep those hips down slipped, squared off. And that inner thigh is going to lift and lower. This is my weaker inner thigh, and it's already saying, hello, good morning, even though it is evening. Good, keep going. Squeeze that inner thigh in. And we'll go a few more. Got to remember that we want to keep that hip squared and down slipped. And we'll go 3 more. And 2. And 1. Good. Let's go ahead and bend those knees in. And we're going to press ourselves up into a seated Z-sit position. All right, so in the Z-sit position, we're going to use that ball for a mermaid. If this position is not right for you, this will, you can go ahead and go into something that's a little more comfortable, like a Cleopatra, but this rollout part won't be as nice and easy on your body. So go ahead and square those hips off, try and drop that bottom hip, press into the pinky side of that hand. Left arm comes up, right arm presses down on the ball. Inhale here, exhale, slowly begin to roll out. And press down to restack it back up. Good, inhale here. And exhale. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and press down on the ball. Big inhale here, lift up with that left arm, and exhale. Slowly begin to roll out, pressing into that pinky side of the hand, keeping the body squared off. Press down to restack it back up nice and tall. Good, we'll go ahead and go 3. Take that arm up and over, side bend, press down on that ball. Keep that connection. And press up. Number 3, we're gonna go ahead and go all the way. So we're gonna go ahead and side bend down, find that length wherever you can go. We're gonna rotate towards the mat, and we're gonna come all the way down and bring that ball right into the center of the chest. Arms are into that forearm position. We're going to be working that glute med in the back. Our arms are going to come down into that squared off position. We're going to be working that glute med in the back. And we're going to lift and lower here, engaging through that glute. Think about lifting the knee more than the foot. Good. Engage those abdominals. We're going to go 3 more. Remember, more knee, less foot. Talking more to me than I am to you. Last one. And then we'll go ahead and press it back up to seated. Let's take the feet and sweep them around. All right, now that we've swept around, we'll press down into that ball on the pinky side of that hand. Arm reaches out nice and long. That right arm's gonna come up, and we're gonna exhale and we're gonna lean out into that ball. Take a big inhale here, stay squared off. And exhale, press down to lift. Good, and we'll do that again. Square off those hips. Take a nice big inhale in. Good. And exhale. Stack back up. Number 3, we're going to take it all the way down to the floor. Take that nice big inhale, sweep up. Good, and then rotate. And then we're going to make our way down to the floor on that ball. All right, now that we're down on the floor, let's Okay, square it off. Now that we're on the floor, make sure that ball is right in the center of the chest. Engage the glute. Start to lift that knee more than the toe. So we really want to keep that back hip down slipped as we're reaching from that knee, engaging to lift. You got it. We want to feel it in those deep hip rotators and that gluteus medius. So keep that connection firing. And we'll go a few more. Last 2. And 1. Let's go ahead and set that down. Come back up to a seated position. All right, we're gonna go ahead and finish ourselves off with a nice little stretch for those hips. This was a lighter workout today. Bottoms of the feet together, knees open wide. I hope you enjoyed that Pilates ball. And I want you to think about being nice and tall through the crown of your head here. And exhale, hinge it forward. Think about lengthening through the crown of your head and really get that good deep stretch. We worked both the inner thighs and outer glutes today. And those inner thighs, even as innocuous as those inner thigh lifts felt and that squeeze of the ball was, if you don't stretch them out and you haven't worked them in a while, they will have a conversation with you. So let's take one more good deep breath here. And I just want to thank you for spending time with me today and also taking time for your own personal self-practice. Remember, all movement in your body is good movement. So don't judge it, just arrive with it and just notice your progress. And I thank you for supporting Pilates with Marilyn. Find us at corporatehippieconnection.com and I'll see you guys later. Bye, friends.